Hello everyone, welcome to the Thaumcraft for Artificing video. Today we're going to be taking a look at what's new with Thaumcraft 4's Artificing section. Now, Artificing before was basically done in the Arcane Work Table or the Infusion Altar. Now, there isn't an Infusion Altar like you remember. Now, the new Infusion Altar is actually that structure surrounded by jars behind me. The one with the weird floating cube. We'll get to that in a moment. For now, let's talk about basic artificing. Your basic artificing is simply going to be requiring you to operate with that arcane work table. Now this is where you're going to do a lot of your basic stuff. Now your thermometer, making some arcane stone, the item grate. But eventually, you're going to be using the infusion altar to make a lot of tools you are familiar with in a very amazing looking way. Also, Infernal Furnace. It still exists. Which is actually what the item grate is pretty much meant for, is this furnace. You can put the item grate right here, and your golems can drop things into the furnace without falling to their doom. We'll get to that in the Golemancy video. Right now, we're going to take a look at this thing. So, what is up with all of these pedestals and crystals? Well, infusion is both way cooler and way more dangerous. Everything that you make in an infusion altar requires a bit of care and monitoring, and the bending of magical energy is barely within your control. Now, the magical energies can be more easily contained if you have a symmetrical workplace for your infusion altar. So having everything pretty much symmetrical around the area is going to keep the energies from being too unstable. Having magical items around helps as well, such as crystals and candles. So let's go ahead and make a fairly basic item. We're going to make not Boots of the Traveler, but actually, yeah, Boots of the Traveler, because that requires an infusion altar. So, this is the recipe for using the infusion altar. We need 2 air shards, 2 enchanted fabrics, a feather, a fish, and some leather boots. Now, the item in the center here is actually placed on this middle pedestal. Everything else is placed outside on the outer pedestals. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves. Let's see, where is that at? 2 enchanted fabrics, 2 air shards, a feather, and a fish. Let's see, what else did it require? And just the boots. And a pair of leather boots. Alright, so place the leather boots in the center here, and they will start spinning on the pedestal. Now, something important to keep in mind, not only should the items around the infusion altar be fairly symmetrical, but where you place the items in your recipe should be fairly symmetrical as well. We will place an air shard here, and an air shard here, enchanted fabric here, one here, and the feather, and the fish. So I've taken some care to make sure that this is pretty symmetrical. Nothing is too out of alignment. But this is a fairly simple recipe, so it doesn't really matter too much about symmetry on the simpler recipes. So in order to start the process, simply right-click on your infusion altar's main stone bit with your wand. And now, as you can see, the process has started. Elements are being drawn out of their jars and being infused into the boots themselves. And I have to say, I really, really love this process. It makes me think of Thaumcraft 2, with all the amazing graphics that were done with the game, with the mod. And here we see the items themselves being infused into the pair of boots. And now we have ourselves a pair of traveler boots. Awesome! So let's go ahead and toss those away. Well, you didn't think I was going to keep them, did you? No, we're going to actually show you probably one of the most difficult recipes so far I've seen. Now, you might have noticed that below these words here, there is something called instability. Instability can do some pretty wicked things. But if you're keeping on top of things, you should be pretty much fine. So, this recipe is actually going to be fairly difficult. As you see, it requires pretty much 2 of everything, but there's one more here. Yes, this is an odd number of things to infuse. Not only that, but it requires 9 total pedestals. I only have 8 pedestals. This means I have to add 1 more pedestal to my area, which is going to completely throw the area out of balance. So, let's get the leather tunic and place that in the center. And we needed... Darn, I forgot the recipe already. 2 wood, 2 iron, 2 gold. Okay. 2 iron, 2 gold, 2 oak wood, a comparator, and some air shards. Alright, so we'll put the comparator on the lone pedestal. Everything else is going to go and be placed symmetrical. I'll even take some extra care and make sure that the metal is in the corners, to see if that increases the symmetry at all. Now I know I'm saying a lot about symmetry and it might not actually be as important as I'm making it out to be, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So, while this is going on, I'm going to be running around, staring at all the items and making sure none of them are falling off the pedestal, because that can happen when instability is high. So far everything seems to be going pretty smoothly. All the items are sitting where they're supposed to be. One element has been fully infused. Now, I've not actually done this in survival mode, but I have a feeling that there might be the chance that you can get injured by your infusion altar. Let's actually switch over to survival mode and see if we get any damage at all while this is happening. I would expect it to be happening only on fairly unstable recipes. Well, it looks like things are going pretty decently so far. And we're coming down to the last couple ingredients being infused. and things went pretty smoothly. There we go. We have a thermostatic harness now. So this is basically how your infusion is going to be working from now on. Unless they change it again in another Thaumcraft update. Which, honestly, I hope they don't, because I love this new infusion method. It's fun. So, that's it for my artificing video. I got one more video to record. All the other ones have been recorded. I know I haven't really talked too much about any of the items in the game, but the items are very self-explanatory as long as you've got your Thaumonomicon. All you have to do is go to your item, read the description, and it tells you what it does. So, if you want to learn about research, head to Basic Information. If you want to learn about wands, click on Thaumaturgy. If you want to learn about alchemy, click on Alchemy. And if you want to learn about Golomancy, click on Golomancy. Hope you guys are enjoying this video series. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave. I will see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.